The future of Formula 1 world champion Max Verstappen looks tied to Red Bull for quite some time. He declared after the 2021 season finale that he wants to stay with the team for the rest of his career and was swiftly linked to signing a new long-term Red Bull contract. Verstappen has a very strong connection with Red Bull, never clearer than in his emotional declaration moments after winning in Abu Dhabi and clinching the championship, that they know I love them and I hope we can do this for 10 or 15 years together. There's no reason to change ever. I want to stay with them for the rest of my life. I hope they let me. It's a big claim and one clearly driven by emotion. But if we consider the vast history of driver and team relationships and the reality of F1, is it likely to be fulfilled? Verstappen's current contract, signed in early 2020, runs to the end of 2023. His new one will likely add at least a couple of years to that. If Verstappen and Red Bull are ever to split, it probably won't be at the team's request. Technical chief Adrian Newey said after the 2021 season finale, "He's just so easy to work with, there's no pretense. He just comes in and gets on with it. I love the guy, he's amazing." Newey has a biased position, but he's also a very shrewd judge of drivers who has worked with some of the world's very best over many decades. So he would not say this lightly. He believes Verstappen is the real deal and right up there with the very best drivers in F1 history. To put it bluntly, Red Bull is in awe of Verstappen, who has repaid the team's faith and focus with interest. The result is already a partnership on the brink of being one of F1's all-time greats. Unless the team has royally misjudged the new 2022 technical rules, Verstappen and Red Bull will enter the top 10 all-time winning combinations this year. It should be noted that despite Helmut Marko's claim that Verstappen is Red Bull's greatest ever driver, Verstappen still lags behind Sebastian Vettel in the major metrics of championships wins, poles and podiums. So there's some way to go before Verstappen definitively makes himself the iconic Red Bull driver. But the Verstappen-Red Bull combination is rapidly becoming one of F1's most recognisable ever, with 118 starts and counting. That's more than Vettel had, it's just been achieved in a less competitive era for the team. So for now, Verstappen's playing second fiddle in terms of success, but the gap could close rapidly. And while Vettel's place in Red Bull history is assured, he's very much the team's past, while Verstappen represents its present and its future. So how far can Verstappen go, and perhaps just as important, how far can he go with Red Bull? When asked by the race after Abu Dhabi if Verstappen could be a Red Bull lifer, team boss Christian Horner said, "He's grown up with us. He joined us as a 16-year-old and we've seen him mature into the young man that he is. He's come of age, we've seen him grow. We've seen him make his mistakes, but we've seen him mature into the world champion that he is today." That doesn't really answer the question, although to be fair, it's an impossible one to conclusively resolve. Before we do our best to dig into this further, we want to stop for a second just to ask a quick favour. If you're enjoying this video and you like what we do, please leave us with a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps us out an awful lot, and we've got loads planned for 2022 that we think you're going to enjoy. So just click that button and it's win-win all round. In the jubilation of a title win, it's natural for Verstappen and Red Bull to seem like a never-ending love story. But Vettel represents a clear example of how even a Red Bull golden boy can suddenly head for the exit door. That took a certain set of circumstances. It's hard to see Verstappen being usurped by a teammate in the way Vettel was by Daniel Ricciardo in 2014. And Verstappen doesn't seem vulnerable to the kind of pull factor that Vettel had with his burning desire to race for and win with Ferrari. However, another contributing factor to Vettel's exit was Red Bull's slide and Renault's struggles. The team stopped being competitive, and that hastened Vettel's desire for a new challenge. Though an imminent repeat seems unlikely, it's obviously not impossible that Red Bull will suffer another slide, and Verstappen will find himself with inferior machinery. Now he's tasted title success, the patience he's had in the past might not reappear. Verstappen's 2021 title rival Lewis Hamilton offers an even better comparison than Vettel. There is a small parallel with their careers, not in terms of age as Verstappen started so young, but with other more relevant points of comparison. Verstappen doesn't have quite the junior backstory as Hamilton did with McLaren, but he committed to Red Bull in 2014, made his F1 debut with the junior team the following year, and was thrust into the senior team in only his second season. He's broken all manner of records with the organisation: youngest debutant, youngest winner, youngest podium finisher, and he's one of the youngest world champions as well, so there's a strong bond. Hamilton went through much of the same with McLaren and even more, and like McLaren was for Hamilton, Red Bull's been Verstappen's way of stepping onto the path to greatness. But Hamilton found that sentiment doesn't equal success. He knew he had plenty he could still achieve in F1 and recognised he needed to leave McLaren to achieve it. Likewise, Verstappen has plenty of opportunities ahead of him. The question is what he needs to do in order to achieve all that's possible. His desire to stay at Red Bull forever is laudable and almost certainly genuine, but Hamilton probably thought the same about McLaren. Things change in Formula 1 because sentimentality is a nice idea, but it has a limited value. Elite sports people have to put themselves and their careers first, and in the modern era, no great driver has raced exclusively for one entity. Verstappen says anything he does now will be a bonus as he's achieved his career goal, but he will want more. If Red Bull can't offer that, or he loses faith in its ability to do so, he will inevitably look for greener pastures. His journey with Red Bull started because of his immense talent and ambition, and the same factors will determine how long that journey continues. Whether Verstappen wins one race or 100 with Red Bull over the next few seasons, there's one tally he will not be adding to from 2022. Honda's official exit means we can draw a line under Verstappen's Honda relationship, which only lasted 3 seasons. In that time, Verstappen's racked up a very good set of numbers, but the Verstappen-Honda alliance is dwarfed by F1's most potent partnerships. He simply hasn't had the time to build the body of races other drivers had with the manufacturers they became synonymous with. Hamilton has an astonishing 103 wins with Mercedes, which has powered his entire career. Michael Schumacher won 72 races with Ferrari, and Red Bull's most successful driver Vettel scored 38 victories with Renault power. Verstappen's tally of 15 wins with Honda puts him equal 13th on the list of wins with the same engine manufacturer, level with Niki Lauda and Ferrari, Nigel Mansell and Renault, and the highest placed partnership that didn't win a world championship together, Vettel and Ferrari. There's one obvious absentee from the partnerships we've mentioned so far because we've saved the most relevant until last: Ayrton Senna and Honda. Senna tops almost every Honda stat in F1. He's scored more titles, wins, poles and podiums than any other driver with Honda power. Only Jenson Button has started more races, racking up 143 starts with Honda to Senna's 96. Senna and Honda make up one of the greatest combinations. So even if Honda had continued, it's doubtful Verstappen would have ever displaced Senna as the iconic Honda driver. After all, it's Senna. But it's worth appreciating 2 things. First, Verstappen will go down as probably the great modern Honda driver, eclipsing Button, who was another of Honda's adopted sons. Second, in only 3 seasons, he's established himself as Honda's second most successful driver, eclipsing Honda's 2 other world champions, Alain Prost and Nelson Piquet. There are also statistical milestones that the final tallies gloss over, like the fact Verstappen will forever be the driver that ended Honda's win drought in 2019, who scored the company's first podium and victory in its 4th era, and who won the World Championship with a Honda engine. And then there's the stuff that stats simply cannot measure, like the bond he forged with Honda and what he represented to both the manufacturer and its legion of fans as a result. Honda's old F1 boss Masashi Yamamoto once claimed that Verstappen's burgeoning relationship with the company was like seeing a young Senna. It says an awful lot that senior Honda personnel willingly mention Verstappen in the same breath as Senna. So it's undeniable that he rapidly established himself as a Honda great, and we've already established he's done the same with Red Bull. The questions now are how much Verstappen can go on to achieve and who he will achieve it with. The answers may define F1 for years to come.